Hi, friends. Oh my gosh, I'm live on YouTube. This is so exciting. Tell me you're here. Say hi to me so I know that I'm in the right spot. I've hit the right buttons. I think I've been live one other time in YouTube, but it is not a common thing. So it's a little bit new for me. So, hi, everyone. Um, Welcome to, if you've subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that, oh, Anna, hi, I see you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Hey, thanks for joining me, girl. Yay, yay, yay. So if you've subscribed to my channel before or you know me, you know that I am all about skincare, makeup, um, personal care, leading myself well, self-coaching. Hi guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. Thank you. Hi, Stacy. And motivation, doing hard things, challenges, people, communication. Like, these are the kinds of things. Eating is always a thing. Working is out is always a thing. Um, one thing that I am recently adding to my repertoire of things to talk about is a childless marriage. This has become a hot topic in my life a lot. It is my life, so it's not a hot topic. It just is. But I've had a lot of people asking me about these things, and so we'll talk about it. And so this is a place that we're going to just run the gamut. And if you have any um, like burning questions or things that you want me to talk about, like, you can direct message me, you can comment on here. Of course, I think a lot of you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So all of the things. Okay, before we get started on this topic, one thing this is kind of your payment for my training, right? I know, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Subscribe, like, and comment. Those three things really help my YouTube channel. And I really am going to put some, because I want it to do well, of course. And I want my training to be out in the world. So help me get it out there, and subscribe, like, comment, all the things. Okay, so today I loved this topic when I asked on Facebook, what are the things that you want to know from me? What do you want to learn? A couple of the comments were how to find the right skincare program. And I thought that was a really good one, because if you are a customer of mine, if you've never used Mary Kay, or if you are a consultant, I think we'll have a lot of consultants on here. Anybody can, I'm hoping that anything we talk about on this channel is going to be really applicable for everybody. So that is my desire, is to not just be one thing. But the skincare program, the skincare system is really good because I know that it's overwhelming. I know. And I think it's a huge problem with the beauty industry, and it is not going to be solved anytime soon, if ever, never. It's only going to increase in competition. It's only going to increase in products. I saw something, I watched those silly reels on Facebook and Instagram, and, I show them to my husband. I'm like, look at the cat, look, haha, I do that all the time. Well, there's this doctor that I just keep following, and he's like, he does that thing where it's like, snail mucin, give it a rated 1 through 10, and salmon sperm. These are literal things that people put on their face, by the way. I cannot make it up. You cannot make it up. And who discovered this? I got lots of questions, but he rates them. And yesterday's was trending ingredients that no one's talking about, but they should. Niacinamide over hyaluronic acid. And he's like, absolutely. Where do people learn these things? Like, I'm in the skincare world, and so it's my job to know these things. But as a consumer, and a lot of consultants, you guys are consumers. A lot of consumers are like just inundated with this stuff all day long, and you have no idea what to do with it. You have no idea what product to try, no idea what to stay consistent with, what's going to work. And so what I want to share with you is just kind of my outline. So grab a pen and paper, because we train in here today, girls, boys, whoever is with me. How do you find a skincare routine for yourself, and how do you find one for a client? So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to ask a gazillion questions. So when I'm sitting with somebody and I want to help them get everything they desire, their very best skin they possibly can, that fits in their budget, that fits in their lifestyle, all the things, I straight up ask them, I'm like, can I ask you a gajillion questions? Because I need to know a gajillion things. And So the more that I know, the more I can help. And so I asked their permission to ask 100 questions because I really do need to know lots of things. So the first thing I'm going to ask him is, how old are you? How old are you? Not that that's a defining thing. There isn't a line in the sand that says if you are up to the age of 50, then you're going to use the Miracle Set. And then the day you turn 51, you're going to use the Voluform set. Nothing like that. But it does help me have an idea of where I'm going to start. So if somebody I'm looking at Voluform Repair. That's the very best skincare line in our entire repertoire. And I just think the best ever. So we'll just say it's the best. And I think anybody that is over the age of 30, maybe even high 20s, could definitely consider Voluform Repair. So I'm open on Voluform Repair. It is my number one go-to if it works with their budget, lifestyle, things like that. But so age is sort of a consideration. But if she also comes to me and says, I'm 68, I know that like Voluform, we kind of got it at that point, like I can question mark over here in the 20s, but got to in the 60s. So, but I ask. And so that kind of gives me a frame of reference. The next thing that you're going to ask is, what's your interest in skincare? So consultants, by the way, if you're 35 and you're using a Miracle Set and, some of these questions kind of come out, feel free to change to Voluform. Like, it's the best. So if it's the best, that's what I want to use. But your next question, interest in anti-aging. I need to know how interested you are or the client is, because if she's like, yeah, I'm not super concerned about it right now, that tells me that I could probably, based on what the rest of the questions are, step down a little bit to more of a Miracle Set, maybe even the Mary Kay basic set. And so I need to know, how interested are you in anti-aging? I got to know, just straight up, how interested. What will also tell you a really good indication to that question is, what are you using? I want to know what products you're using, because I need to know if you're coming to me from like Obagi or SkinCeuticals, which is a dermatologist, dermacosmetic brand, or you're coming to me from CeraVe, Aveeno. What's the other one? There's another one that's in that same, are you buying your product at the grocery store? Are you buying it at a spa? I need to know these things, because that will also tell me if somebody that's using Obagi comes to me and says, I'd like to switch over. We are not going anywhere lower than Voluform no matter what. And so, and now if somebody comes to me at CeraVe, I got a lot of things I need to figure out before then. So it does give me an indication of where she is, where she's coming from, and does she like it? Is she super happy with CeraVe, or she's like, no, this is not cutting it? Okay, now I know if somebody says they're using CeraVe and it's not cutting it, I'm not doing Mary Kay basic line. I'm at least up to Miracle Set. Voluform's still in the running, because Voluform's always in the running. Okay. So you're collecting your data. Your next question that you're going to ask her is lifestyle. How many products do you want to use? And now I've heard people tell me like, oh, anything will give me anything and everything, and then be completely overwhelmed when that happens. So how many products are you using? Well, I use a cleanser and a moisturizer. Okay. How many products are you willing to use? A couple more. That will tell you a little bit. Now, if somebody were to ask me, what's my lifestyle and how many products, I would say the more, the better. Let's have a party on my face. Anything that my face can handle, put it on there. Put it on there. It wants it. It needs it. It loves it. And I've always loved, even when I was broke, even when I was a social worker, even when I had no skin in the game, no toe in the water on selling skincare and makeup, I always loved product. Always. Like, I would go to the Clinique counter and I would buy everything they told me to buy because I loved it. I would buy all this makeup, didn't wear it, loved it. Loved it. I love product. So if you have somebody like me, don't be afraid of her. Give her what she wants. She loves it. She just is the way she is. Okay. So how many products? What's your lifestyle? Are you an outside girl and you don't even wash your face? Well, I'm going to have to pare this down significantly. I'm going to have to baby step her into it. It doesn't close it off We're still gonna increase. We're still gonna expose her to more product, but we're gonna do it in very tiny baby steps. Okay, so lifestyle, number of products. Now the next one is budget. That's super important. You got to know, and she has to know what her budget is. Now, if you're like me, I'm like, well, I didn't have any money, but I could find money if I really wanted it, right? Or like I have a woman that spends $70 a month with me. $70, and that is her budget, and that is what she spends. And she has a little waiting list and a little wish list that every month she's like, okay, now this $70 is what I want. So like, it absolutely, you need to know the budget that you're working with. And then last but certainly not least is skin type. Skin type is going to have a big time reflection, a big time, the word, it affects what you're going to recommend. So here's some things. I kind of want you to like make a flow chart or something like this. If she says she's normal to dry, and Voluform is on the table, like boom. If she says she's combination to oily, that's when I'm like, okay, we either need to go Miracle Set or we have to go customization. Okay, so combination to oily is Voluform is not appropriate for us. I'm extremely oily. It would make it. I use it once every 2 weeks in one of my demos that I do, and sometimes I break out because of it. Even using it one time, because my skin just cannot handle Voluform. All of it. Now I use pieces of it. So I'm in the customization department because I want as much as I can handle. I don't want to use the Miracle Set. That's not enough anti-aging for me. So skin type is huge. Now, what if she says, you guys know what I'm going to say, right? Anybody in Mary Kay knows what I'm going to say. What if she says, my skin is super sensitive? Lots of people say that, and lots of people have sensitivities. But what does that mean? What does that mean? It's almost like, I'm gluten-free. I've been gluten-free for 18 years, I think, 16, something like that. And when I go to a restaurant and I order a gluten-free bun, let's say, a smart waiter would say, are you allergic? You have a sensitivity, or is it a preference? That's kind of what you're going to like, kind of what you think of when sensitivity comes up. Are you sensitive to everything? Can you only wash your face with water? That's sensitive. Are you allergic to specific ingredients? Maybe fragrance, maybe sunscreen? That's a horse of a different color. Or 3, do you just prefer to not have certain ingredients in your skincare? Okay. So is it like a sensitivity? Is it like, oh my gosh, absolutely bordering on like shutting down? Or is it an ingredient specific sensitivity? Or is it a preference? Okay. So we want to make sure that we know what sensitive means. Do not be afraid to ask a million questions about sensitivity. Now, my skin is tough and oily, right? But my skin is super high maintenance, where you put the wrong thing on my skin and it is going to freak out on you. Like I said, Voluform day cream, Voluform night cream, I can sometimes get away with in the winter, but not very often. Voluform cleanser is hit and miss. Extra emollient night cream, oil, intense moisturizing cream, even HA plus ceramide is too much for me. Anything in that deep hydration level is going to be too much for me. Though I probably said that to the girl that recruited me. I probably said I have sensitive skin. Well, I don't have sensitive skin. I just have particular skin. It loves what it loves, but it also doesn't like what it doesn't like. And so we just have to ask lots of questions. I have been in lately a deep ingredient dive with people because I've had more people with either straight up allergies to certain ingredients or a complete preference. They will not put that on their face. So don't be afraid to dig in with the ingredients of that. That's why our ingredients are out for public consumption. That's why we have our website to dig in there, but do the work on there. Like I've spent hours lately helping people with skincare and makeup, but that's my job. And I love that because I want people to feel safe. I want people to be safe, and I want to help people with what they need. So, making sure, what does sensitive mean? Now, I will tell you, if somebody says I can only wash my face with water, how long has it been that way? What happens? Is it a rash? Is it hives? Is it burning? Like I mean, when we get into that, I don't want her trying our product because that, I mean, she means it. Now, if she says, I'm sensitive, my face, my face doesn't like I can't use, I never have since I was 11 years old and started washing my face. I've never been able to use anything like Maybelline and L'Oreal and Revlon, things like that, because it had fragrance in it. And so I couldn't handle that. So if they say, well, I can't use anything at the dollar store, I can't use anything at the grocery store, I can't use anything at Target, that will tell you, okay, she needs quality ingredients. None of our products have any fragrance in it, except for the spa line. None of it, you can know what sunscreen is in there. That's the number 2 allergen. So you can start to develop something where I can use something. I can use CeraVe and I can use Aveeno. Okay, Mary Kay Basic line is going to be really good for her as a starting point. I want to see if I can get her to Miracle Set, but I'm going to start her where I know is safe, which is the Mary Kay skincare line. So those are your questions that you're going to take deep dives in there. Ask permission because you don't want to sound like some kind of interrogator when you ask them, but you want to get down to the heart of the matter. The more you know, the more you can help. So write that down. The more I know, the more I can help. Okay, now your next question to her is, how do you want to start? How do you want to start with this? With your Mary Kay line, with your skincare line, do you want to dip your toe into the pool, or do you want to cannonball into the pool, or somewhere in between? Because I want to know, how many things am I going to recommend? You know, we've got a gazillion, majillion choices, and I think you need most of them. But I can't start her off that way unless she's a cannonball girl. Okay. So ask her how she wants to approach this. Ask yourself how you want to approach this, because the last thing you want to do is you won't want to buy all this skincare and then you have it all sitting in there and then you get completely overwhelmed. That's not going to do your skin any good. So you got to figure out if you're a dip and toe girl or you got a tip or a cannonball girl. Okay. Now, once you get all of that, you got all your information. Let's look at our categories. To help you simplify, and you're looking in the back of the lookbook and it looks like there's so many things, right? There's actually only four categories. So let's simplify this for our brains. I am a very simple brained girl and I don't like complicated. I won't do complicated. 4 categories. Number 1 is our basic skincare. So where did we decide with all of our answers on what basic skincare set we're going to use? Are we going to use the Voluform set? Are we going to recommend the Miracle set in normal to dry or combination to oily? Are we going to recommend the Mary Kay skincare set? Are we going to recommend Clear Proof? Or are we going to do the bottom one, which is always the hardest one, which is customization for exceptions? I am a customization girl because I am an exception. I want all the skincare. I want all the anti-aging, but I have very oily skin. So we got to substitute a couple things out for me so I can get as much good stuff as I can possibly handle, but I got to tweak some other things. I got to tweak my cleanser and I got to tweak my moisturizers. Just FYI, that's typically what you're going to do. And then I have to add some Clear Proof when I break out. So know that we've got Voluform Miracle Set, Mary Kay skincare set, Clear Proof, and then the customization exception section. And sometimes that's a trial and error. And so if I'm working with somebody who's got really particular skin like me, I just say, okay, hey, we're in this together. And we might have to try some things and we might get really good and it might not work, but we're going to try this together. And I'm with you. We're going to make it work and it's 100% guaranteed. So if something doesn't work, we're just going to switch it out for something that could work. And I just get her permission to collaborate with me so that we can take a deep dive in there. I don't have to be perfect at the beginning. Skincare isn't like that. Skin isn't like that. People aren't like that. So I'm not going to try. I'm just going to give my very best guess. And then I'm going to leave it to the 100% guarantee for the rest. Okay. So 4 categories. We have the basic set. Where are we starting with the basic set? Now, if you're a lifestyle girl and budget girl, said that I don't want a lot of products, I want super simple, just stay with the basic set. That's where you're going to start with the customization. I would also at the end of that situation say, now when you're ready for more, let me know, because the next place, category number 2 that you want to go is masks. And I kind of wrestled with this. Do I want to recommend supplements first or do I want to recommend masks first? And I think being true to myself and what I believe about skincare and the way skincare works is I would recommend masks next. So we've got four that I consider masks that we can. I mean, we've got biocellulose. That's high end, special occasion. I want the very, very best. But that's not in my typical masking conversation. My typical masking conversation is Radiance Facial Peel, and we all know that is my most favorite product in our entire world. Microdermabrasion. I know it's not a mask, but I put it in my masking category. Charcoal mask and moisture renewing gel mask. So these right here, and why it's the second thing that I start to recommend is mostly because you have to have an exfoliator. If you are not exfoliating your skin, that anti-aging is not working the way it needs to. You're going to get a buildup of dull, dry, um, eh, and the skincare is not going to work the way she wants it to, the way you want it to, and we're not going to get the results that we're looking for. So I want Radiance Facial Peel and or microdermabrasion on their face very, very quickly. Radiance Facial Peel is my favorite because it's great for sensitive skin. It's a higher level and deeper level of exfoliation, but I'm also completely obsessed with Microderm. It's what took all my acne scars away. It's what helps my large pores, like all of those. But one or the other has to get on her face as soon as possible because that anti-aging is not going to flow the way you want it to. Now, charcoal mask, why this rates high is anybody who is combination or oily, must have, or has kids, or it's summertime. Like those are my things where like right now is the time you need to be talking about charcoal mask because sunscreen, sweat, dirt, gunk, humid. Like I'm just sitting, it's 90 degrees today and I haven't turned the air on because that's the kind of girl that I am. Well, I'm starting to melt here. And it's like it gets gunky on my skin. Charcoal mask is a lifesaver. So that's got a rate high up there for my teenagers, for my combination of oily girls and people that are outside a lot, especially during the summer. So that mask has to rate high. And then moisture renewing gel mask is probably my most low rated, but it's great for people who love masks. Just in general, they love to mask. Somebody tells you that. It's a great one to recommend. Pampering and fast results. 10 minutes and they get a glow and a plumpness. That's pretty cool. So that's my second category, right? Now, my third category, I think this is where most people start to get overwhelmed and just kind of put their hands up. And it's our supplement category. But there's really not that many supplements. And it is something that I want pretty quickly on people if they're willing. Do you want extra special concentrated ingredients that work for a specific reason? Do you want the serums? And you'll find your serum girls, and I think you'll be surprised how many people already use a serum or are interested in using a serum. They just don't know which one to do. So your hierarchy of serums is a little tricky because it could be a price point thing. Boosters I think are really easy. The Clinical Solutions boosters are really easy to recommend because the price point is so dang great and the concentration of ingredients is very specific and it's very high. So probably my least recommended one, but it's really awesome, is AHA, PHA, the resurfacer. This is great for people who need a soft exfoliation. They don't want anything harsh. Their skin is super sensitive to exfoliation. Maybe they can't use glycolic acid, something like that. That's a great one. It's 3 times a week at night and it costs $38, half if you're a consultant. So that's a great one to recommend, but it's probably my low ranking one. My high ranking ones, for anybody concerned with lines and wrinkles, which is like most people, is going to be your vitamin C plus resveratrol. So that's an easy one, twice a day. And then, so that kind of checks the list. Okay, so if you're looking at serums and you're like, which ones do I use? Do I care about lines and wrinkles? Okay, then I want the vitamin C plus resveratrol. And this is my number one bestseller, is ferulic acid and niacinamide. Those ingredients are high level ingredients and they are trending right now. And people are really figuring out that these are pretty top dog and our combination of the two is pretty special. So this booster is great for oily people because niacinamide helps control oil. And it's really specifically for people with uneven skin tone. So that can be sun damage, that can be rosacea, that can be uneven skin tone, broken capillaries, a ruddiness. People will say that. Like, I feel like it's all like a whole bunch of different colors. That is going to be your ferulic acid and niacinamide. It's a Smurf day today, by the way. I put the Care Bears to rest just for a hot second. Smurfs were getting jelly. Okay, and then your last one, this is the one that I don't personally use, but if somebody says, I just need plumpness, I look dull, I look dry, I feel dry, HA plus ceramide, which is hyaluronic acid. Great basic ingredient for anybody who says that to you. So when you're asking these questions, you're listening for, okay, she's probably going to want that booster. Oh, she's probably not going to need that booster. So you're listening so that you can make your recommendations. And then your 2 high level serums that I think, I mean, if you can, the price point is higher, but man, these 2 are huge, is Replenishing Serum C plus E. That one has is it 72% increase when combined with the ferulic acid and niacinamide for brightness. So anybody that comes to me and says brightness and smoothness and glow, Replenishing Serum E plus C, ferulic acid and niacinamide, because you want those paired together because they work so much better. They boost each other, which is so cool. So and like I said, Replenishing Serum E is a high-priced serum. So is Lifting Serum. Anybody who says to me, I feel saggy, I feel like my skin is like melting down my face. I feel like that daily, by the way. I feel droopy. I feel like I'm getting older and everything is just kind of Lifting Serum. You want that twice a day. So listen and straight up ask people, do you care about, like, does this bother you? Does like jowls, sagginess here, is that an issue for you? Straight up ask them, and you know what to recommend for those things. Don't hold back on recommendations. I'm going to tell you this story, and I said I was going to go 30 minutes, but I want to leave you guys some time for questions. So please put questions down in here. We'll do a little question and answer. So I met a woman last week, and she said she's been using Mary Kay for over 30 years. And she said, I learned more in 10 minutes with you than I ever have in 30 years with using this product. And it's because I ask so many questions. And then I am not afraid to make recommendations based on what I know. I'm not playing small. I'm not, I don't want to overwhelm her, or I don't want to assume. I don't want to be pushy. I'm telling her the truth. This is what you need. This is what you need. This is what you need. I had a couple of, you don't need that, and you don't need that. And so I'm going to tell her, because I want people to have the best results with our product. And so that comes at a cost of just telling people the truth. And so that is your job. And your job is to educate and teach. You got to know what these boosters do. But I just told you, you don't have to memorize a fact sheet. The purple one, vitamin C plus resveratrol, lines and wrinkles. Blue one, HA plus ceramide, plumping and hydration. Or orange one, ferulic acid and niacinamide, smoothness of skin, glow, uneven skin tone. So you've got to just know those things, and you just have to know the basics, because that's what people want to know, is they want to take something big, which is the full beauty industry, and make it small. That's your job, is to make it small and give them bite-sized pieces. Okay, your 4th category, and this is like it's called the extras. And this is where you're going to find your eye makeup remover, your satin hands, your satin lips, your hydrogel eye patches. Hydrogel eye patches, I wear those things 5 times a week. Do you wear them 5 times a week? Because that's been a game changer for me. Just a little helpful hint. The Time Wise toning lotion. I could not exist without toning lotion. This skin gets just as old as the face skin, and it needs love too. Do you talk about the toning lotion enough? Do you recommend it? Do you use it? Because it is awesome. Our mineral sunscreen, I think our mineral sunscreen is like the greatest thing in the entire world. I am not getting freckly, and all my sun damage is not popping. It always pops. And I've spent a week in Mexico and it didn't do it. And I know it's because of that mineral sunscreen. And then the other 2 things that I will tell you in the extra section that I have become my personal game changers is your micellar water as a pre-cleanser. It can be a lazy girl's cleanser, but I'm not pitching that. I'll make a reel about it occasionally, but that's not going to get her the skincare that the skin that she deserves and that she wants, but it is a heck of a pre-cleanser. Take that on a cotton ball, get all your foundation off, your CC cream, your sunscreen, your makeup, the dirt. Even if I'm not wearing makeup and I'm outside working, the dirt that comes off my face, I'm like, oh, because I want my anti-aging cleanser to be able to do its job. So pre-cleanse and recommend pre-cleansers. It's a trend in the beauty industry anyway. And then before she cleanses, and the pH balancing toner, use that after you wash your face. That stuff evens out your pH. So your acne treatment stuff works better. Your boosters work better. Your anti-aging works better. Everything works better because you balance the pH. Water messes up your pH. Just water. Even just splashing water on your face, your pH is now like blah and freaking out. The pH balancing toner goes in there, evens it out, and then you can put all your serums on, your clear proof, all of those things, and they work better. So just 4 categories. Ask a ton of questions, then pick her basic set, then her masks, then her supplements, and then any extras. And so that will help you kind of pare down the overwhelmedness for her and for you. And you can just take her through that. I got 4 categories. What do you want out of each category kind of thing? Okay, so let's do a couple questions and answers. Marley, how do you transition a customer from a skincare set to adding exfoliation or other supplements? I'm going to ask her questions. I'm going to ask her, are you getting the results that you want? Are you seeing differences in the glow of your skin? Do you like the smoothness of your skin? Because the reason I'm asking is Radiance Facial Peel is going to help take those top 3 layers off of your skin, that dull, dry stuff, and it's going to help you turn over your skin a little bit better. And all of that bright skin, that young skin that we're working on with the Voluform Repair Set is going to be able to be showcased. Or the reason I'm asking is because charcoal mask is really going to help your son with his breakouts, with his acne, with his greasy feeling during the day. So why are you asking the question? And here's the recommendation that you would have. And so I do a ton on social media and I really, really love it. But like when I so yesterday I made that lippy video in the palm of my hand and I had the 3 lipsticks for every season. Well, I sent that to 2 people privately and said, hey, we just discovered you're a summer. These are my top 3 summer lipsticks I'd recommend. So I'm taking a resource and catering it to people. So you can take, if you're a social media girl and you're making videos, do your own. But if you are using mine, go into my reel section, find something that there's a whole video on Radiance Facial Peel because I love it so much. And hey, this is my next recommendation for you. This will help with the glow of your skin, the top 3 layers of your skin. And so you're personally making a recommendation based on what she wants out of her skin and what she's looking for. So that's how I would transition. You got to be bold. Hey, this is what I'd recommend. It's her job to say yes or no. It's your job to recommend and tell her why. Okay. So just hope that helps, Marley. Oh my gosh, Stacy, I know. So versatile. I love that our products are versatile as well. That charcoal mask, I'm telling you, you can use it for just about anything. Wanda, thank you. I hope this help made it more simple for you, that you can kind of sink your teeth into it. I will tell you that one thing that I just believe about my business and my life and what I'm doing is if I'm not using it, I can't love it. Therefore, I can't sell it. I'm not that great of a salesperson. I'm good, but I'm not that good if I don't love it. So if there's some product in here that you're like, you know what? I haven't looked in that supplement section for a while. I probably need to beef up my supplements. Or, that extra section, she had some things in there that I don't use regularly. Dig in there, pull them out, put it on your next order, because if you don't use them, you can't love them. The chances of you selling them are low. Okay. So that's my last gift to you there. Let me know if you have any questions. Of course, I'll get notifications on when you ask questions on this, and I will see you next Wednesday. If you have training topics that you would love to dig into, it does not have to be about product. It can be about anything. and everything. Send them to me. I would love to hear from you guys. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you. Member payment is subscribe, like, and comment. I need that to help my YouTube channel grow. So that's your payment for my knowledge and expertise today. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. Appreciate you so much. Have a great one.